kind of had already known my husband. We could sort of did like a little bit of work together. He was friends with my brother. And yeah, we decided to like try for a baby, got pregnant pretty quickly, like within a couple of months of trying. I lost him, we were 31 weeks, so pretty near the end. I had a few friends who were a couple of weeks ahead of me. I remember them like talking about the baby moving and, you know, like all the sensations they were feeling. And I was like, well, I am like a couple of weeks behind, you know. Yeah, I went in for like reduced movements when I was about 24 weeks. Everything seemed fine according to them, you know, like everything was fine. I was back to work that day and kind of was like, oh, I just don't know that I've really felt the baby moving a huge amount. And she couldn't obviously find, he had passed by this point, so she couldn't find the heartbeat. I didn't necessarily think he's passed away. Like that wasn't in my realm of thought. You know, I just thought he's lying awkwardly or the machine's not working. They told us, obviously, there's no heartbeat. And I remember that like, it's like a primal energy that comes out like screaming. Everyone must have heard me. And I remember just saying like, oh, can you just check again? Can you just check again? Like, you must have got it wrong. Can you just make sure? Can you just make sure? And obviously, like the sonographer knew, obviously, like he'd passed, and she did it again for me and said, yeah, look, I'm really sorry. Like, there's no heartbeat. But, you know, you're just so in shock that you're like, you don't know what to do. Off you go pretty much and come back at whatever time in the morning in 2 days' time. I think I just went to bed and cried for probably that whole day and then the next day. Yeah, and then it was like naming him as well, because we couldn't settle on a boy's name, knowing everything I know now. I suppose that was us trying to regain a little bit of control. And yeah, it all happened very quickly because Arlo was actually growth restricted, which we didn't know until he was delivered. Thinking back, I just wish I had done it so differently, you know, and I just wish I had had more time with him and took more photos. I just wanted to leave the hospital, to be honest. I just wanted to go home. I didn't want to stay. It's tough as well, the postmortem, because in Cumbria they don't do them here, so we had to go to Newcastle. And I found that so challenging, like knowing that he was like being transported on his own to Newcastle. Yeah, it's funny that that's the bit that I'm getting upset about, isn't it? But yeah, so you almost like, I think your like motherly instinct just kicks in, doesn't it? You just want to be with him and like protect him and like make sure people are treating him respectfully and stuff, which I'm sure they all were, you know. Like I was told like he will be treated with respect. The results came back and there were blood clots in the placenta, and also that the umbilical cord was long, so it was like longer than a usual umbilical cord, and it was hypercoiled, which means like, you know, the way it's like wrapped around, it was wrapped around way more times than a usual coil would have been. And then because it was long, that kind of stopped then when there was blood clots in the placenta. That obviously affected the blood flow and the nutrition flow to Arlo. And then because the umbilical cord was so long and the hypercoil, had to work super hard to get up to him, if that makes sense.